Testing, testing. Testing, testing. That sounds pretty good. Good afternoon, y'all. I woke up from a very brief, very juicy nap. And like I said in my Discord from my phone, for some reason I can't type on my Discord on my laptop. It's not letting me. Like it just I type and then it just looks at me funny. So that'll have to do. Let's do it. Just nothing else, no other updates. I'm starting a little late because I was very comfy and I didn't want to get up. Oh, that is so pretty with the stars and all that. With the neon. I'm a sucker for city lights. And also, you don't usually see something like this in the apocalypse, so it's whatever. Something around the corner. I think I know what that is. I also want to find Dr. Usanagi. Oh yeah, Dr. Usanagi! She sells the good shit that I'm hoping we get to use. We'll probably visit Crimson Caravan another time. I mean, we will be visiting, like, everywhere at some point. In our long marathon of New Vegas. Not marathon, but our long eventual stream of... I thought he had no eyebrows for a minute. Our eventual stream of New Vegas. And this is another gate. These are the kings. We'll talk more about them later.
The only rule in Freeside is don't mess with the kings.
Welcome to Freeside. Try not to get killed.
The only rule in Freeside is don't mess with the kings.
Okay, they're
Going to the Wrangler tonight?
they're
Hey.
okay. A very brief conversation. And obviously we got Veronica, the power armor of her fallen comrades. No context. I was only a little anxious today at some points because I had I was talking with my dad recounting past traumas and I forget, like I'm not used to being traumatized, so I didn't grow up traumatized, so you know, when I was a kid I was very secure, and nowadays when I'm an adult I'm learning new lessons about what it is to truly suffer. So also, these Brahmins are usually... Oh, this Brahmin is usually hostile, but with us, we're cool. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, basically I forget that sometimes when you recount a trauma, it can affect you a little bit in the present. So sometimes what happens throughout the day, if I get anxious, I'll want to take a nap. That usually helps. Nice resetting. And I love playing this freaking game, like I told you. I love it. Feels good. The clinic is around here. Silver! The Denny's is that way. Finally! A grand slam! Or however he says it. I don't know what this is, but that right there up there, let's zoom in, is a symbol of the followers. It's a cross with a circle, I think. I think that's the symbol. The followers have been around since the first games, but in this case, their presence in New Vegas, they've kind of changed as an organization. apparently people think that the fan opinion is that the followers were more badass back then, and now they're just kind of doctors and stuff. But I mean, it's whatever, you know. I still like them. I'd still probably say they're my favorite faction just on principle.
I didn't know the Brotherhood had any people out here.
How did... Oh, the armor. Right. Like I said, the freaking... I'm not trying to point this at you.
Why do we always hurt the ones we care about the most?
No! I was just trying to zoom in on the armor. This looks pretty cool. It's like the hood over here kind of looks like one of those like chainmail protective hoods. Like, it literally looks like a knight of yore. Awesome.
I'm just security, not a doctor.
Okay.
Welcome to the New Vegas Medical Clinic. I'm a fully qualified physician and can fix whatever is wrong with you for a reasonable fee. If you've got the caps, I've also got several implants available to enhance your physical attributes.
The implants. What kind of implants do you have available?
I have several basic implants available that can enhance your physical abilities, make you faster, smarter, stronger, that sort of thing. I've also got 2 much more expensive implants. One's a subdermal implant that will make you more resistant to damage. The other implant induces a mild regenerative effect. Your wounds will practically heal before your eyes.
Both of those sound frickin' fantastic. Now here's the thing. Actually, let's save it before we do anything else. Let's save it.
You're back.
I'm suffering for... Wait, hang on. Do you sell anything here?
I have reserved a small part of my supplies for sale. The profits go directly to the purchase of additional supplies to help the less fortunate.
Show me what I have for sale.
Because you're a friend of the followers, I can give you a bit of a discount.
Oh, yay! We hear that? We're a friend of the followers. That's awesome. Let's see. Okay, we've sold all of our stim packs. We don't really have a whole lot in the way of loot, which is unheard of because we usually... Oh, we have Legion money. Do we still have NCR money? No, we sold the NCR money, but we do have Legion money, and they'll take anything. So, bam. Well, let's double check to see if we're actually suffering from radiation. Okay, we're actually very close to getting minor radiation.
You're back. Do you need medical attention?
Gimme.
It'll be easy enough to purge all rads from your system.
Do it.
Alright, this will only take a few minutes.
Oh. Instantaneous rad removal. Just like done. I just slurped them out of you with my mind. Let me look up. Okay, y'all, I'm a little curious about what rads are. If that's an actual... Let's see. Let's do the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. One of the 2 units used to measure the amount of radiation absorbed by an object or person, known as the absorbed dose, reflects the amount of energy radioactive sources deposit in materials through which they pass. So basically how it works is there's radiation, like we get what are you talking about it? There basically how radiation works is you have things that radiate and then things that get radiated. So just because we might get irradiated, that doesn't mean that we ourselves are radioactive. That just means that radioactive means that we would emit our own kind of radiation, or at least like ionizing radiation. So, let me look at here. An absorbed dose of 1 rad means 1 gram absorbed for 100 ergs. Okay. So, when she says purge all rads, like as if like removing all rads, I'm wondering what that's supposed to be, because radiation doesn't stay in your body like a kind of sickness. Radiation passes through your body and then damages it, and then that's about it. Unless you consume something with radiation in it, in which case some of that might persist in your body, but if you're near something that radiates you, then that's different. But I guess in this, I guess maybe she just means like purges all rats. I don't know the science of it, but either way, I was just curious because I learned a little bit about radiation poisoning because I was curious about it.
You're back.
It's one of those things that's a little scary, but also really fun to learn about. And the more you understand about it, the more you'll be able to process it. Well, let's see here. I happen to know the costs for some of the higher tiers of implants, but we also, two things. One, we can't, the money that we give her for the implants does not go into her bartering inventory, so she just kind of takes that and probably gives it to the followers or something, maybe keeps a little cut for herself. But either way, that doesn't go back into her merchant's inventory, so that money is gone. So we have to have the money of everything that we're going to buy. And I know how much it costs to get both of them, and we don't have enough. We have enough for one of them, and maybe enough for a different one. But... oh, do I...
You're back.
okay, so we can't go to her for... like, our health is high enough. So we can't really go to her for... like, I need help, doc, but our limb health isn't at 100%. And I'd prefer not to waste the doctor's bags. But either way... well, let's save it, and then she'll tell us a little thing that's gonna be enough. She'll probably tell us something about the implants, and then I'll explain.
You're back. Do you need medical attention?
I want to buy an implant.
One other thing I forgot to mention. Your body may be able to handle only a limited number of implants. The healthier you are, the more implants I'll be able to give you. Now, what surgery are you considering?
Alright, so what that means is however much your endurance is, that's how many implants you can have. So if your endurance, our endurance is 4, so we can have 4 implants. And that includes an implant that potentially increases your endurance. Your implants can increase your special stats, but they can also be the subdermal and the regenerating one. And those, while they are not increase your special, they will still contribute to the amount of implants you can have in your system. So if I use all 4 of my allotted slots to buy endurance implants, that wouldn't increase the amount that I could have. It's a bonus, so it makes my effective endurance 5, but it still keeps track of the fact that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, it's not like a vicious cycle. Like, you can't, increasing your endurance through the implant will not increase the amount of implants you can have. But we are still going to get at least, the plan is we have 4 endurance, so we're going to get the subdermal, the regenerating ability, a strength implant, and an endurance implant. That's because our strength and endurance are both at 4, and that's going to bring them up to 5, which is average. And that's my routine. I usually go for the special stats that I have every stream. So that's the routine that I'm going to keep. But I'm going to prioritize the one that I would like the most, the regenerating ability.
That's the Phoenix monocyte breeder. The implant speeds up cell regeneration, an effect similar to that of some lizards and sea creatures. The implant is very expensive, however. 12,000 caps.
And it's very worth it. Here's the caps.
Have a seat in the auto dock. This will take a few hours.
And we get to, for one thing, I love that we get the access to this kind of higher level of technology in the Fallout universe, because this is just further evidence of the fact that there is a whole country, there is a whole nation to the west, that even though New Vegas and the Mojave are still like, they're still like, it's kind of ass. Like, all these powers or resources are coming into the Mojave for various purposes and reasons. And the followers are here to do some good, but since they're from the NCR area, they probably have research stations in California that are responsible for making things like those implants. That's very interesting. Like, there's just, and like I said, it's a fantastic implant. So I think the actual number of like how quickly it regenerates your health is very, very like not like a whole lot, but it's basically means that if you're not in combat or if you're not going to be in combat soon, but you've been wounded, you don't have to use any healing supplies or anything. You can just let that shit regenerate naturally. It's fantastic. Alright. Thanks, Zeus. Thanks, Jack. Okay, we got the... so yeah, we don't have enough caps for... I'll just tell y'all, the subdermal costs 8,000. So I want to prioritize the order I want to get. The monocyte breeder, the subdermal, the strength implant, and the endurance implant. It's not like it's going to matter what order it happens, but just in case there's any weird bug or something, that's the priority in which I'm putting that. Oh, there is a red thing here. A fiend. An ant. A thug. A Cheezer's Legion. I want to see. Well, the downsides of not having Boone. He can't spot for us. Oh, Oh, fun line from V.
Hold on. I see something I want to punch.
Yes. She's a woman of simple pleasures. Okay. The cadence with which her head fell off. Oh, never mind. Okay, that was just the arm. I don't know why. I was like, I like how your head just kind of politely like separated from your body. It's just like, okay, I'm just gonna topple over now. We could duck in a Crimson Caravan, but I would like to go into Freeside because there's a guy I'd like to meet. A guy I'd like to be with. I mean, you can't really make a boyfriend out of him explicitly, but... Alright. I'm manifesting the stability of this video game. So this here is Freeside. It is basically the entrance town into Vegas. And we'll talk more about the history of Vegas and, you know, as it happens in this universe. And then all these bodyguards for hire, I don't care. Y'all, good luck. Stay easy, do your thing. Okay, that's a chem dealer. So Freeside's kind of ass. Okay. And it's asked for a reason. Let's see, who can we ask about the history of... Because I know about it, but I like to like have that explored diegetically.
Check it out, between the dumpsters there.
Friend of yours?
Nah, just some idiot that wandered down the wrong alley. Sound familiar? Hey!
Yes, it does sound familiar. So we got some issues here going on with these. I mean, that's pretty valuable if you repair it, but I mean, I'll just take it anyways. It's worth a little money. Why not? Okay, we got 2, so we can use those to repair each other. Cannot wait. I'm gonna get the jury rigging the jury rigging perk at level 14. I can't wait. Don't know if we'll get to level 14 soon. I hope that we will, but oh, Mormon Fort is where we want to be. Yep. See that? What was I telling you with the cross and the circle? It's a very interesting style of cross. It looks like very particularly metal. Like it's like a bunch. Like it looks like it's about like has a bunch of fence posts and whatnot. Like made out of metal fence posts, and then you have the circle there. But yeah, the followers of the apocalypse, like I said, have very interesting beliefs. I'd say overall they're anarchists because they don't seem to want to participate with any kind of authority. They used to collaborate with the NCR, but as Ignacio said, their interests kind of separated because they had different priorities. We'll hear a little bit more once we go to the fort. This is basically their biggest concentrated presence in the Mojave. So this is something of their HQ.
I have no idea how most of these people would survive without us.
And this area is sort of a clinic, or like the closest thing to a hospital.
That is one battered eyebot. It's a miracle it's still functioning.
How you doing, Eddie?
Howdy.
So, who are you?
I've been around a while. Currently working for the followers as a gun for hire, but it's getting rather dull. Aside from protecting them from the occasional thug looking to intercept supply shipments, there isn't much to do around here. The one researcher I liked, who I could chat up about liquor, got transferred. And the rest of the docs are pretty uptight about my kind of fun.
What are you doing with the followers?
I joined up looking for a decent paying job. Granted, the pay's all right, but they won't let me kick back and slog a brew at the end of the day. They're worried the filthy drunkies in detox seeing me drink will cause an immediate relapse. I say their rehab effort here is just a revolving door.
Okay. I mean, that's possible in some ways, but there's nothing they can do about that except help them as best they can. I bet you've seen a lot over the years.
I've been around long enough to observe the patterns of human behavior. Physical and mental anguish are especially exciting to explore.
Sounds like you're a bit of a knob, Beatrix.
Hey, who doesn't enjoy a little pinch and squeal every once in a while?
I'm saying! Okay. Let's talk about something else.
What do you have in mind?
I have some questions.
And I may have answers.
Tell me about Freeside.
What starts in misery tends to stay there. Freeside wasn't Freeside until 6 or 7 years ago. That's when Mr. House's robots rolled out of the Lucky 38 and started pushing everyone who wouldn't join him off the strip. Lots of folks died. Some scattered to the winds. The rest wound up in Freeside and seemed never to lose the habit of living like refugees.
What about the Kings?
What about them? Pretty much the sort of gang you'd find anywhere else, just with better clothes. The king himself, though, he's got that something special you can't put a finger on. Too bad he likes girls with skin.
What do you think of the NCR?
I reckon they care about getting water and electricity from the dam, and that's where it ends.
Yep.
The locals here are just an inconvenience to them, something to step over or stomp down. They're here for the resources, plain and simple.
That keeping it real? What's your opinion of Mr. House?
Before or after the human race shot itself in the foot? I've been around long enough to have both opinions, see. Before the war, Mr. House was a famous captain of industry. Robotics, to be specific. Seemed charming in interviews, until he became a recluse. Since the war, though, Didn't make a peep for near 200 years. But when he came back strong and killed a lot of people.
What do you think of the followers of the apocalypse?
I don't know how they do it. They're like saints, those followers. If they didn't charge for their services, I'd think they was crazy. But nah, they're just naive. Warms their heart.
Okay. What do you know about the Van Graffs?
Couple of rad scorpions, those two. Gloria is the stable one, but she'd slit your throat if there's a prophet in it. Or rather, she'd tell her brother to do it for her. John Baptiste is one of the sicker humans I've had the displeasure of observing.
Got any advice to share?
Longing makes the heart grow fonder. But I've always been a fan of hog-tying my lovers to make sure they can't escape.
Okay, I can't tell whether she's being hyperbolic or what.
The only thing I know for certain is that I don't know nothing.
Okay.
Time you enjoy wasting isn't wasted time. Feed a man for free, and he'll be back asking for more. Feed a man a bullet, you won't hear from him again.
That's a very interesting philosophy.
Good? Bad? The guy with the gun makes the rules.
Not necessarily. Alright, I think that's all of the advice quotes she has. Goodbye.
Talk to you later.
So she's cool, she's interesting. And she's helping the followers, so we like her. Somewhere around here, my dusty bitch senses are going off. I'm kidding. Arcade's not a dusty bitch at all. I've just been watching the Snapcube dubs lately.
What's up? Hi. If you're looking for medical help, try the other doctors. I'm just a researcher. Not even a particularly good one.
What kind of research?
Oh, you know, finding alternative treatments for common illnesses and injuries. Stim packs out of barrel cacti and other fantastic improbabilities. As far as fruitless wastes of time go, it's quite noble in its aims.
Well, as we know, I mean, pharmacology and modern medicine has to draw upon, like, mostly plants and animals for medical reasons. Like, basically that... I don't know. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to explain. It's like... that came from somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't just out of the blue. Like, that comes from plants that have healing and medicinal properties that have already been used in treatments across various different nations and cultures for thousands of years. What's the goal?
For the past 100 years or so, the followers have managed to get by using salvaged medical supplies from the old world. But the side effect of medical success is that more people live longer. Funny how that works.
And need more medical
Eventually,
treatment.
we'll run out of hospitals to loot. We need new ways to produce those supplies, or maybe old ways if this research goes anywhere.
You don't sound too enthusiastic about it.
I'm enthusiastic about helping people, but nihil novi sub sole.
Isn't that the language that Caesar's Legion speaks?
Caesar can cite Cato to suit his purpose. Many people have spoken Latin. Some of them were quite pleasant. It's unfortunate that the language is now associated with the gentleman across the river.
I keep saying I love the metaphors and little phrases. The gentleman across the river. Now I'm picturing them in just like suit and tie, just waiting politely for someone to wander around so they can kill them. I don't know why that image popped into my head, but... So where did you learn that?
Not from the Legion, if that's what you're getting at. Books, sheet music, gladiator movie holotapes, bits and pieces here and there.
Oh yeah.
The followers have extensive libraries, but we all draw water from the same old well. Even Caesar.
Do you know much about Caesar?
I don't know anything that the others couldn't tell you. Caesar was one of the followers. Before my time, of course. He wanted to rebuild the new world in the image of the old. A sad story of good intentions gone bad. In that regard, he's hardly unique. If you set aside his leadership capabilities, extensive knowledge, and ruthless cunning, he's just another jerk who steps on people to get his way.
You said Nihai what?
Oh, sorry. There's nothing new under the sun. If agave and mesquite were that miraculous, the locals would have figured it out a few thousand years ago.
Well, they probably did. That's the thing.
Certainly.
So why do you research instead of providing medical assistance?
Not all followers are people persons. Besides, someone needs to do research. I have no problem with Julie sticking me back here. Out of sight, out of mind. There are worse things one can be, though I do admit it is a bit boring. Though it has a noble goal, I don't think this research will yield much fruit. No pun intended.
I'd always rather be bored than stressed, honestly. Do you need any help?
Me specifically? No. I'm sure Julie Farkas does, though. Lab coat, pointy hair. Answers to the name Julie Farkas, strangely enough. I'm sure she can find something for you to do. It might be kind of depressing and terrible, though. Caveat Samaritanus. I'm fine doing research back here, even if it is a bit boring and pointless and a complete waste of time. Don't mind me. I'm just voicing my thoughts so they don't burrow out of my skull in a fit of abject despondency.
Why don't you come with me?
No offense intended, but why should I go anywhere with you?
Oh my god, is my speech really not fucking high enough? Are you serious? Good point. Goodbye.
See you around.
Like, hang on, let me read a magazine about... I could just do the confirmed bachelor option, but I want to... I feel like just with Ignacio, maybe not going the flirtatious route would ironically prove the more fruitful option here. Pun intended. Okay, it's meeting people. Okay. Wait, Arcade, talk to me right now.
Hello again. Still in one piece, I see.
Like I said before, not all followers are good with people.
Things are bad around here. I'd like to make a difference, and I'd like you to help me.
That seems appropriately resolute and yet vague. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and go with you, but let me be clear about something. If you plan to help Caesar's Legion, this is going to be a brief relationship.
That's not a problem.
I may not have all the answers for how to fix Freeside's problems, but Caesar taking control isn't part of the solution. Fair?
Yeah, that's not a problem. Fair enough.
You have quite the menagerie at your disposal. If you can get the posse down to small gang size, I'll happily go with you.
No, this is okay. We'll all be like a freaking little strike team just tearing ass through the desert.
What's up?
Wait, actually, hang on. Oh, can you help me craft something?
Step into my office.
Wait, have we really talked to... I don't think we have talked to her in a minute. Okay, we'll do that before we send her away.
What's up?
The followers might also be at odds with the Brotherhood, maybe? Or maybe they just... I don't know. I mean, we've seen how Ignacio talked about them, how they were interested in technology of war, but they didn't necessarily... Like, they probably don't necessarily dislike them, they just don't... They wouldn't really want to cooperate with them, because there's not much to cooperate with.
What's up?
I have questions I wanted to ask you.
He was dead when I got there.
Okay. Tell me about the Brotherhood of Steel.
It pays like ass, but it's hard to get other work with my skill set. What do you want to know?
How did you get to be a member?
More sexual favors than I can even count. I am still tired from it. No, actually, you're born into it.
Okay.
My parents, my parents, so on. When you're young, you can choose to leave, but it's home, so most people don't. We don't take on new members, really.
I like the Amish and or Mennonites.
Prospects based on that point. I keep hoping we'll change that.
What's their purpose?
Good question. These days, it's hard to say. Once upon a time, it was about technology, controlling it so it couldn't destroy us again. Energy weapons and power armor are usually tops on our list, although I appreciate anything that's vintage.
So weapons tech, no.
That all seems so limited now. We haven't grown or adapted, and now we're stuck in a hole, not carrying out our mission.
What's the Codex?
Ah, the Codex. If it's in there, we have to abide it. If it's not not important. It documents our history, too. Part of what scribes like me do is update it. I wonder...
She's a scribe, interesting.
Nah, they'd probably catch it if I rewrote the Founder's Axioms. So
basically there's... Okay. Basically there's two different types in the thing. There's like the knights or like the warriors or whatever they call themselves, and then there's the scribes. So the knights, paladins, they're the ones who are responsible for using the weapons technology to defend the Brotherhood. And typically they're the people who will eventually, if they get high enough in rank, they will become the elder of their chapter. And scribes are the ones who perform research and repair and do whatever with the weapons technology. They don't really research it. Veronica will tell us some more about that in a minute, but they just make sure that it's working well enough. The Brotherhood uses most of the technology they collect, unless they were going to get a hold of a nuke or something like that, in which case they would probably disable it rather than attempt to use it to further defend themselves, or to use it as a deterrent against people who would attack them, because they would be too afraid of, you know, another nuclear war. Does the Brotherhood protect people from raiders or other threats?
No. We only protect people from themselves, and only in the sense that we don't let them have the really good pre-war toys. And sometimes it's more like we protect ourselves from them and hope to outlive them and become humanity's sole heirs. We've had people go rogue, though, and start helping people. One chapter had a small civil war over it. We take our isolationism seriously.
I can respect that. I mean, except for the fact that they're not completely isolated, because basically a common normal Brotherhood reaction would be to go to a settlement that perhaps uses power armor and energy weapons and basically forcefully confiscate it. And if that settlement put up resistance, they would probably respond with violence. So they're isolationists in who they care about, but they're not isolationists in who they take from. So whether they like it or not, they're already involved with other groups. It's just this like perceived sense of cleanliness or superiority. What do you do for them?
I'm a procurement specialist. Like I said, it's basically grocery shopping, except sometimes the groceries are scavenged parts and arcane technology.
Arcane.
The elder who brought us to the Mojave, Father Elijah, usually had me looking for these old memory units, but he'd never tell me what they were for. Nowadays, I'm usually sent to do business with traders at places like the 188, but sometimes I think it's just to keep me out of everyone's hair.
Do you like being a member?
I know sometimes I sound like I don't. I know. But there's something that still rings true to me about our code. There's an honor to it. We're protecting people. Even if it's from themselves. It's a good cause. We just lose sight of the big picture sometimes. Treat all our practices with the same sacredness.
One thing I will give the Brotherhood is that most of them seem to have enough willpower to, like, they're not being hypocritical. They're taking the technologies forcefully, but they're also not using them for their own benefit apart from exactly to carry out their mission. They're not using it to expand. They literally don't take on new members, and it's like they keep their mission pure. So they really do believe in what they're doing. They just are very serious about it and unbudging. Who's Father Elijah?
He was our elder when we came east. A wizard with technology, really. His mind just worked that way, naturally. I learned a lot from him. But he started having disagreements with the other elders. The Brotherhood's interest is in old technology. He wanted to explore developing new tech. And there were other ways he wanted to push, other weapons, ones with ethics questions attached. Rather than deal with him, they sent him east.
Interesting.
Darn it! I had some spectacular answers coming too.
Tell me about yourself.
I like long walks in the desert and candlelit metal workshops.
I don't even think she's being hyperbolic there. I think that's exactly what she liked. How can I best use your skills?
I like punching things, but sometimes shooting things just has to do.
Anything else?
Yeah. I've been taking things apart and putting them back together since before I said my first word. You want to build something? Talk to me, and we can do it right there on the spot. Workbenches are for novices. Who knows? I might even be able to show you a Brotherhood trick or two. My favorite subject.
What are your goals?
I want a dress.
A dress.
Yeah, a good one. Something elegant and classy, you know? But still stylish. Something that's eye-catching and sexy, but also says, don't fuck with me. I keep hoping I'll come across some old-world designer gown when I'm scavenging, but it never happens. Maybe I should move back to California.
That's your goal. You want a nice dress.
Hey, you try getting a date wearing scribe robes. Might as well be wearing sweatpants.
Are those scribe robes?
I just like them, you know? They make you feel like a woman. Those ladies, before the war, they knew what they were doing.
Interesting. Tell me something else about you.
Can I make it up?
Who was this Father Elijah to you?
I would say he was my tutor, but that doesn't cover it. After my parents passed, he looked after me. The whole Brotherhood brought me up, really, but he made sure of it. I never had a grandfather, not that I knew anyway. But Elijah was in some ways what I'd imagine a grandfather to be.
Did you follow him from California?
It was by his request, actually. He cleared it with the other elders. Somehow. They sent him to look into the dam. There was a time when I'd have begged to follow. Watch him at work.
What changed?
He did. For years, he fought with the council. Taught me to question our direction. Meanwhile, he'd become more out of touch than all of them. On our way east, he demanded we stop at Helios 1 to examine it. While we were there, we received word that the NCR had taken the dam. He was furious. Called it children playing with a bomb. But he was mad because we'd lost his power. What we'd use it for. He didn't even care.
How is that different from how any other elder would have reacted?
They're cautious. When they discover something, they respect it, learn its limits, consider how to preserve it. Used to drive Father Elijah crazy. He liked to learn limits too, but only so he could push them. That's not to excuse the other elders, though. They all covet technology for its own sake. Some are just more fanatical than others.
Ever try to talk some sense into him?
Yeah, I did. I couldn't help him. He just didn't listen. And the idea that people talk back to him... If he could have made the Brotherhood act like machines, ordering them around with the push of a button, he would have.
What's it that a genius's greatest weakness is arrogance? Him believing that he knew better than anyone who was trying to talk sense into him. What did you learn from him?
Elijah could look at an old device and immediately understand what made it work. And he could see its potential, where it fit with other technology. It's not something he could teach, but he tried with me. Some of it stuck. But that's what he taught me. You ask what I learned from him.
How is that different? What did you learn from him?
I learned what I don't want to become. In the end, there was just him and his vision. Nothing and no one else.
Were you close?
Yeah. I miss him. Like what?
Do you have any other family in the Brotherhood?
Just my parents, but they haven't been around for a long time. Dad was a paladin, Mom was a scribe. They died in the same battle, trying to hold off the NCR from... something. I don't remember what it was.
The Brotherhood and NCR have a history.
It seemed important at the time.
Ever been in love?
Ever been nosy? I was, once. We were pretty young, but I like to think it was love.
What happened?
She left the Brotherhood. Wanted to put some distance between herself and her parents. Since our membership isn't open to outsiders, some members think that obligates all of us to procreate. You can guess which camp her parents belong to.
So like, not like homophobia, like I think it's unnatural and disgusting, but homophobia like, I need to see penises and vaginas immediately. So like effective homophobia. You didn't go with her?
No. Couldn't bring myself to leave everyone else behind. Couldn't convince her to stay either. I'd hoped love would be enough to influence her decision, but it wasn't. We were both too stubborn. I don't know where she is now, but I'm sure she's moved on. I still think about her, though. Once in a while.
Well, there's a chance she probably thinks about you, too. Are you well respected among other members of the Brotherhood?
If you take trying to keep me as far away from Hidden Valley as possible because I ask too many difficult questions as a sign of respect,
That's what they do.
That's not to say I don't get along with them. I just think they don't know what to do with me sometimes.
That definitely seems like a pattern with the Brotherhood. Like, they're like, okay, this person's a little annoying, so... Is there some place you want me to take you?
Nowhere specific. I just know there are a lot of groups who are actually doing well for themselves out here. I want to understand how and why. See them at work.
Oh, right. It is time to skedaddle. Or time for her to skedaddle. Veronica, I'm trading you in for another companion. Fuck off.
What's up?
No, we'll split for now.
Why does everyone always say that?
I just think we should right now.
Okay, then I guess I'll be back at the 188. Maybe digging in some dirt for scrap metal or something.
you really know how to make the main character feel like they're abandoning somebody. Alright, Arcade.
What's up?
I'd like you to come with me.
There's something about that robot that doesn't seem all right to me. I'm not saying we shouldn't take it with us. I'm just saying that if it were to fall into Lake Mead and be irreparably damaged, and if you threw an EMP grenade in after it, well, there are worse things happening in the world, right?
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. That is absolutely not fucking happening. What is your problem with Eddie?
It just seems a little twitchy. Some of these robots, you look at them the wrong way, don't screw in a vacuum tube right. The next thing you know, you're a pile of ash on the floor and someone's stepping out of a vertibird to sweep your remains into a Nuka-Cola bottle.
I'm torn. I'll keep an eye on it.
Safety first. That's all I'm saying.
I'm like, I don't want to invalidate your feelings, but also I don't want Eddie to feel like he's a threat, you know? Ooh, my little robot. Literally, I feel like the way that people want you to feel about like dogs and dog companions in video games is the way I feel about Eddie. He's my little boy, my little thing. All right. Anytime Eddie or any of my companions dies, I'm like, okay, time to reload.
What's up?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm really very boring. You'd get better stories out of a Freeside junkie.
Arcade, I'm asking you because I'm interested. Don't put yourself down.
Oh, all right. I'm 30-ish. Well, late 30s.
Old! I'm just kidding.
West of here. I was an only child and spent most of my time with my mother. My father died when I was young and I never got over it. Oh, and I like medicine and reading books about failed pre-war socioeconomic policies. Right now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, why hasn't some lucky man scooped this bachelor off his feet? Like I said, I'm boring.
Why don't you like talking about yourself?
Some people do. I just don't. Look, I appreciate that you're trying to be friendly, but I'd just rather not discuss it.
It's okay. I've gotten that at least once already. What's your opinion on the current situation?
It could be better. If we can find a way to work toward the independence of New Vegas, that would be ideal. But really, as long as you don't help out the Legion, anything's better than that.
Interesting. How did you join the followers? Actually, you can do better than that.
No, really. Have you ever snorted a ground-up Cazador venom sac? Neither have I. But I can guarantee you that a Freeside junkie has.
I would say maybe 50%. Do you always deflect personal questions?
Only to obfuscate my past association with a fascist paramilitary organization. I'm joking, of course.
Okay.
I will deflect
I was
personal
like,
questions if
I believe you.
Honestly, it isn't too difficult if you have half a brain and aren't a complete jerk. I wanted to help people and I enjoyed learning, so I signed up. New Vegas is in trouble, so I came out here. If someone doesn't step up and try to help the people here, it's going to end very badly.
He's a California boy. He's undeniable. Where did you get your medical training?
The followers taught me everything I know about medicine. Despite our humble abode here in New Vegas, we have great facilities back in the NCR.
Yep, that was
we
what
may
I
have
thought.
Overextended ourselves by setting up camp in Freeside, but the people here need help from someone. If not us, who?
It's okay. The NCR also overextended themselves. So y'all are dick and dick. The ellipses of cold silence. But yeah, I mean, I told him that I'd help out. I mean, obviously, like, I'm down to help out in Freeside, but obviously we're gonna help a lot. But you know, I want him to see me take what I said seriously. You know. Let's go find the woman with the lab coat and pointy hair, who answers to the name Julie Farkas. Anytime I hear the name Julie Farkas, I think of Farkas from Skyrim. And I'm so grateful that now I get the opportunity to tell my audience of currently one. And you get that out of my system because I'm like, oh, like Farkas from frickin'... Wait, which one's Vilkas and which one's Farkas? If one of them's the brute and one of them's the tactician. Yes. One of them's the brute and one of them's the tactician. Are there any books around here? Yeah. Is this just walk in like, anybody need a colonoscopy?
Are you here to drop off medical supplies? Leave them with the rest in the middle of the courtyard.
You need medical supplies?
Rates of injury and illness in Freeside are very high. Supplies don't last long.
What do you need?
Med-X, Radaway, and Fixer are Freeside essentials. I can't pay you for any supplies you bring in, but I could discount the charge for our services.
Seems like you need a steady supply, not just whatever I can grab for you.
So far, the Crimson Caravan won't cut us a deal. If you can convince them or some other merchant to work with us, I'll discount supplies to you.
Which merchants might be willing to make a deal?
You might ask around at Mick and Ralph's, or go see the Garretts, though I suspect they're too busy poisoning Freeside to help it out.
You've got yourself a deal.
Just come see me when you've got some supplies to turn in.
So the Garretts are the ones... we'll ask her. Things seem pretty rough here in Freeside.
More than rough. It's a damn mess.
It's ass.
Freeside townies are constantly picking fights with NCR civilians. Thugs and thieves are always looking for a victim, and the local families are just sitting back making caps on the mess. Freeside is in dire need, but no one has been man enough to step up. The followers can only do so much to stem the tide.
Is there anything I can do to help?
There is always something needing done. A few souls here in Freeside could be great assets to the community if they'd kick their addictions. We need a regular supply of medicine organized, but the Crimson Caravan wants too many caps for what we need. Lastly, tensions between the townies and NCR tourists have been going downhill fast lately. A lot of innocent people will get hurt if things blow up.
You said something about helping the addicted?
Yes, old Bill Ronte and Jacob Hoff. They're not going to kick their habits on their own.
Tell me about Bill Ronte.
Old Bill Ronte is an exceptionally skilled machinist. He could fix the problems we've been having with Freeside's water pump, if he sobered up.
Tell me about Jacob.
The Garretts hooked Jacob on chems when he was working for them. Ironic, since he used to homebrew detox chems. He's a natural chemist.
Where should I start looking?
In Freeside, the drunks and drug addicts flock in and around the Atomic Wrangler. I'd start there.
I'll see what I can do to help them.
Sobering them up and putting them back to work would go a long way toward helping Freeside.
If I wanted to calm things down in Freeside, where would I start?
The big man around here is the king. Not much happens in Freeside that he doesn't know about. He has the most influence locally, and some of his crew haven't helped the situation by harassing NCR citizens and charging double for water. Some NCR soldiers have been bringing in supplies, but none of it is going to Freeside locals. I've tried to speak to both sides to no avail.
Let's talk about Freeside.
What did you want to know?
What's all the fuss about the water pump?
Bill Ronte installed that pump a few years ago, back when he was sober. It was a major improvement for the community. But lately, the Kings have started charging locals to use it, and NCR squatters twice as much. That'll come to no good.
Yeah, I don't like that they're charging people in general. Water is a necessity, and ergo you should not be making money off of it. Who are the Kings?
They've been Freeside's gang for the past 5 years or so. Ever since Mr. House and his 3 families pushed everyone else out of Vegas. They've done a lot of good for the community. but that seems to be changing. The flood of NCR squatters has been an affront to them. I guess that explains the situation with the water pump. Usually, the king wouldn't let his crew bully folks around like that.
Interesting. Wait, let's replay that thing.
They've been Freeside. They've done a lot of good for the community. I guess that explains the situation.
Okay, so the kings have the kings and the NCR squatters being upset or like being like butting heads. That's kind of also making things worse for the locals. I see. So the king doesn't seem too bad enough himself, but the kings are themselves are like the gang. What do you know about Mick and Ralph?
I know they sell a lot of guns, as if that's what Freeside needs. I hear Mick handles the guns. No idea what Ralph does.
Tell me about the Van Graffs.
Oh, them. They sell energy weapons, which are very popular with better-heeled prospectors looking to explore the wastes. Stay clear of them. Brother and sister are both psychopaths, though at least Gloria is rational. Jean-Baptiste likes killing.
Boy's about as useful as tits on a rad scorpion. What's the Atomic Wrangler?
A den of iniquity. The Garretts do more than their share to keep the locals drunk or high enough to stay lazy. Their thugs, on the other hand, they keep wired on chems to stay dangerous. What is it with Freeside and brother-sister psychopath team?
Yeah. What is this place?
The Old Mormon Fort serves as the regional hub for the followers of the Apocalypse. I am the administrator for this region.
What do you do here? Or who are the followers of the Apocalypse?
We arose from the boneyards of Edidum years ago. Since then, we have made it our mission to rebuild the wasteland and re-educate its inhabitants. We hope to forge a brave new world free of war and poverty by sharing knowledge and resources. Our primary goal is the free exchange of ideas.
What do you do here?
The followers of the Apocalypse aren't just interested in research. We care for our fellow man and do everything we can to help humanity. Here in Freeside, we provide food and medical services for those in need. We also have organized reconstruction efforts. With the help of Bill Ronte, we were able to install a water pump just west of here, but the Kings quickly took control of the pump.
I have some medical supplies to drop off.
Great. What do you have?
Gonna take all the fixer I have. I don't really need it.
How much do you have to donate? Thanks. Anything else?
How about some medics now?
How much do you have to donate? Thanks. Anything else?
That's all for now.
Thanks for the donation. Every bit goes toward helping Freeside.
Now, then I'll see, because if you donate a certain amount, that'll take care. Like, there's like a maximum that you can donate or whatever.
Welcome.
Well, let me also make sure I have enough of anything. It can be a little wonky. I have lots of medics, and I have okay, so I have enough to donate 3 of each 3 times.
Hey, good to see you.
If need be.
Thanks. Good to hear. Oh, by the way, I got a shipment of magazines from home I'd be willing to sell if you're interested.
Sorry about that, y'all. Sure, let me take a look at those magazines.
Take a look.
Okay. Do we have anything... Oh, okay, you're still charging me a lot.
Good. It looks like we've got enough medics for the moment, but it always helps to be prepared with the backups.
Here, take 2.
Thanks. Anything else?
That's all for now.
Thanks for the donation.
Oh, they love us now. Okay, awesome. We've achieved We have achieved maximum utmost with them. Where's Arcade? Okay, he's just... Okay. What? Oh, alright. It's enough radiation talk.
Welcome back, friend. It looks like you took care of our short-term supply issues. In thanks, you can have a discount on medical services with me.
Perfect. Awesome.
Also, I would like to extend an invitation to join the followers of the Apocalypse. Your work here in the old Mormon fort has been invaluable, and I can't think of a more worthy recruit. Will you join us?
What does it mean to join the followers of the Apocalypse?
Our aim is to gradually shape a better, brighter future for the wasteland. We seek to heal the planet through efforts not unlike the medicine and education we offer here in the old Mormon fort. All we ask is members and those seeking aid do their best to help those in need when the opportunity arises.
Yes, I'll join.
Excellent. The followers' mission will be better served with someone like yourself traveling around the Mojave. As a representative of the followers, I present you with your very own lab coat. Wear it well, and may it aid our cause. Also, before I forget, here's a key to a safe house you can use to rest if you happen to be in the area. I'll just mark it on your map.
Yay! Awesome. We get our honorary. We're basically a oh, and it's full condition too. I think it's mint. But we got and it increases our medicine and science. So if we ever need to increase those skills, we can just keep that on our person. That's actually really awesome. That will be the we'll basically keep. We'll probably won't be wearing that all over the place. It could come in handy, but either way, like once we get to a base area, then we can do that. Then we can store it there. All right, first let's complete high times. But yeah, like I said, I just love the followers. The whole medicine in real life, like I maybe like once I kind of like get in like a nice little flow, like I might do some volunteer work or something, like on some of my free time, because I think that would be good. Another Mojave Express box, but what do you call it? I didn't really do it while I was still living in California, and I recognize that a hurdle and potentially helping others is you're going to be helping people who are in dire need. Okay. You're going to be helping people who are in dire need, which means they're probably not only are they sometimes going to be rude to you, but they also might cause some.
Just as a warning, my covert bandaging skills are a little rusty.
Okay. But they also might cause some genuine harm to you, or you might leave yourself vulnerable to people who not necessarily want to take advantage, but just people who might not fully appreciate and will also possibly, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, like, it's not...
Man. I've got 2 kids to feed. Hey! Don't poke me!
I'm gonna go over here.
You have chems, buddy? I could really use a fix.
You look pretty bad, Jacob. You should probably stop using chems.
Why stop? I feel great. No worries. My guy will be here soon enough. Just wait.
Who's supplying you?
If I had 2 caps to scrape together, I'd buy the materials to make my own. My damn hands won't stop shaking. This guy named Dixon. Something about him seems sketchy, but I can't stop now. Last time I stopped, I felt like I was gonna turn inside out. At this point, I'm mostly buying his stuff just so I don't feel sick. Speaking of which, do you have any spare caps?
Hi, Dixon.
Looking for a fix, man? I got what you need.
I'll fix you. Do you know anything about Bill or Jacob?
Yeah, man. Those cats are out of their domes addicted to my shit. They can't get enough. Pretty hilarious to watch.
I generally find other things funny. Like when an NPC gets shot so bad that their body starts loop-de-looping all across the atmosphere after they die. That's one of the many things that I find amusing. And a lot of the other things that I find amusing kind of fall within that same general wavelength. I need you to stop supplying Bill and Jacob.
Really? Ah, you're such a saint. You know what? I might be willing to stop if there's something in it for me.
Actually, hang on. Hang on. Are you trying to kill your customers?
Those fools are from NCR. I love seeing those squatters in agony. We were doing just fine before those shits came here and made a mess of things. We don't need NCR eggheads wandering around confusing things.
So the NCR is supplying you with cheap chems to keep Freeside down.
Wait, man, you can't go around saying shit like that. Okay, I get your point. You won't have to worry about me supplying those two anymore.
Come on back if you have any interesting news.
I would just kill him because that's how lowly I see like chem dealers and whatnot, but also if I did that, then they would just go to the Atomic Wrangler, who also sells alcohol and chems. So I mean, maybe I don't know. We'll think on it. We'll think on it. We don't really have like I don't really know how people would feel like would people attack me after I did that. I never really go that route. I usually just do non-violent options. Not because I'm a pacifist or anything, but I like being able to get shit done without having to lift a finger. Ooh, there's stuff up here. The game is sending me a message. Okay, why does he see me? Okay. I mean, if he sees me, it doesn't... Okay. Yeah, y'all don't care, right? But we'll see, and then we'll see if that has any particular impact on what I'm doing here. Oh, that's nice of you. Okay. Is that... Are we good here? Why is that more valuable? I don't know, like... You know what's funny? I literally sell chems. Like, I'm not a chem dealer, but I collect them and I sell them, and those chems probably end up in the hands of people. So I really can't, I can't... No. That's not... We're gonna give him a hypocrisy curve grading here. Because those chems probably find... like, I'm sure they're not finding their ways in the hands of the friggin' followers who are trying to do research. No. Ooh, this guy.
Hey, buddy, spare a cap? I can make it worth your while.
Are you soliciting me?
Ha ha ha. Oh, that's rich.
I wasn't joking.
Not exactly my type. No offense. No, I meant I could give you a tip. Earn my money, so to speak.
He likes the skinless. What kind of tip?
You look like you're new around here, so I'm sure I know all sorts of things you'd find useful. If not, well, it's only a cap. So what do you say?
Sure, here you go.
The first thing you should know is that Freeside is run by a pack of yahoos that call themselves the Kings.
Yeah.
Their leader, who oddly enough calls himself the King, currently has his hands full trying to prevent an all-out riot in Freeside. That's 2 tips, but what the hell? You're a new customer, so the extra one's on me. Wanna hear another?
Trying to get me hooked on the information.
There's a guy out on the main drag who sells second-hand adventuring gear. He's got an okay selection. But where does it come from? That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
The main drag. What does that mean? Okay, let me look at those. Okay, the main drag is the main street in a town or city, so that's probably in Freeside.
East of Freeside, there's an old Air Force base, judging by the road signs. No one knows for sure what's in there, though, on account of anyone approaching the place getting violently blown up. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
Well, we're gonna roll through. We are going to listen to every single one of the tips.
Saw a strange thing the other day. The king took that robo-dog of his over to the old Mormon fort. Weird thing was that the dog was flipping out and had to be restrained by a few of the king's men. Hope he doesn't get loose. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
Let me start noting some of these, because some of these, like, obviously they're stuff that I'll find out eventually, but I want to make sure that anything that I wouldn't find out about naturally also stays within the realm of main drag, second hand. And I know about the Robo-Dog. So
he might not look it, but Ralph from Mick and Ralph's is no slouch with a keyboard. I've heard he's helped reprogram several robots in his time. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
This is probably going to be Freeside Part 1 and 2 type situation.
Have you been to Mick and Ralph's yet? They run a store just down the street and sell some things you might not expect. That one was pretty good, right? How about another? At the northwest end of Fremont Street, you'll find the Silver Rush. It's run by a rather scary family called the Van Graffs. These are not people you want to mess with. But if lasers and such are your thing, the goods they sell are second to none. What do you say? Want another tip?
Yeah. As much as I don't want to contribute to their business, we probably are going to at least peruse their stuff.
Ever hear of the gun?
If they have a specific mod,
then
we'll
just
get
about
that.
Every kind of firearm you can imagine. And some you probably couldn't. I got more where that came from. Want another? I've heard people passing through mention some kind of underground fights, pitting creatures of the waste against one another for sport. And when I say underground, that's their word I'm using, not my own.
So, actually underground.
That one was pretty good, right? How about another? I've heard the Garretts over at the Atomic Wrangler are having a hard time collecting some money owed to them. An enterprising person like yourself might be able to make some caps helping them with their little problem. What do you say? Want another tip? A traveler that passed through here not long ago told everyone he met that there's some kind of plant paradise to the west, where food is abundant. All the people foolish enough to listen to him and head out that way never came back. What do you say?
I know about that, but I'll note that just anyways.
The NCR used to run a prison to the southwest, but something happened a little while back, and now all you'll get is hard looks if you ask about it. I got more where that came from.
Just say, oh yeah, the people in there broke out, and now they're bandits. Like, just be honest about that. You know? If your word is gonna make the NCR look inept, then maybe the NCR shouldn't be inept. And maybe don't be like a perfect freaking clone of America, just with a different coat of paint. Alright, prison. I'm noting even some stuff that, you know, is whatever.
Northwest of the big Freeside sign is a casino called the Atomic Wrangler.
I'm not gonna note that.
It's not as fancy as the ones on the strip, but there's still plenty of excitement to be found there. I got more where that came from. Want another? The Strip is run by the three families who owe their allegiance to Mr. House. When he first showed up, he gave the local tribes the choice of working with him or getting the hell out of his way. Given how things turned out, I know which way I'd have gone. But hindsight's 20/20, right? I got more where that came from. Want another?
So, Mr. House, he's an interesting one. We'll properly discuss him when we actually get there, you know.
While everyone knows Mr. House runs New Vegas, no one knows the first thing about him. He just sort of showed up a few years back, and everything you see around you is the result. Just who in the hell is he? That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
You know what? I wish that this was like Morrowind, where anytime someone has like a topic, or you click on a topic and you get a response out of somebody, it logs it in like this codex thing, because I would love to at least just like reread the dialogue so that I could have like maybe there could be a section for information on Mr. House, or information on the Kings, information on the Powder Gangers, you know?
Drugs are everywhere in Freeside, and even people you might not expect have become addicts. Jacob Hoff, for instance. That man was a brilliant chemist before he picked up the habit. Now, just another junkie. That King Pacer's a fan of Jet, too. Though I heard one of the followers talking about it being dangerous for him. Something about his heart. Do yourself a favor and stay away from that stuff, okay?
Heard.
I got more where that came from. Want another?
This is also a good opportunity. Obviously, the hard drugs in the Fallout universe are different from the hard drugs in real life. But either way, in case y'all didn't know, don't do drugs. Don't do those drugs, because they are quite literally chemically addictive. So, it's funny to say. It literally sound like a freaking Dare ad. Weed and even alcohol are different in the way that they could become habitually addictive. Not chemically so, not on that level. Because weed is mostly any people who like do it like to excess, like they're not facing the biggest health risks. It can erode your mind over time if you do it like a lot, but it's really that if you overuse that, it's mainly a habitual thing. And alcohol, though it's much more dangerous, is much in the same way, where you're doing it most likely to try to obscure some kind of pain that you're going through, some kind of inner pain that you either haven't healed or are unable to heal yet. But a lot of drugs, like chems like Jet and whatnot, are much, much worse, because they will grant you a chemical addiction. They will make you feel very, very satisfied. This is all stuff that I've heard. They will make you feel very, very satisfied. They might even make you feel like it's the best thing in the world when you have that. And then over time, you don't feel that same way, but you find yourself needing it. It retrains your brain, and these are developed to do that, right? They retrain your brain into thinking that they're the best thing ever, greater than anything that you've ever cared about in your life. There are people that have their entire lives with empathy. They love their loved ones. They love the people in their lives, and then when they get, depending on how much willpower they had, once they had gotten a taste of a certain thing, either they tried it at a party or someone like pushed it on them or something like that, they did a 180. And a lot of people who do drugs or get into these drugs to begin with, that's usually not like a one-time thing that swoops them in. It's usually because they were already experiencing a lot of pain in their lives, and they might have started as early as when they were teenagers or adults. So, I'm just letting you know, if you have experienced that, then you probably know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't experienced that, you might think, oh, maybe a one-time thing will be okay. It really, really won't. And another thing, even if it did turn out okay, you should never gamble more than you're prepared to lose. In any context. So, because it sucks, because if people who get like that not only do they sort of become shadows of their former selves, they don't care about anything or anyone except the substance, because literally the drug has rewired their brains to not care about anything else. It would be kind of pointless to expect any kind of accountability from them even after the fact once they've recovered, because it's like they literally become different people. And that's why maybe I will kill Dixon after all. It's because it's so vile. Because the people who are weed dealers, that's one thing. Even alcohol is not as bad as that. If you're trading drugs like that, you are scum of the fucking earth. Like you're right up there with the people who run this country. Like who are also involved in the common theory that the CIA is the one who created and manufactured and distributed crack cocaine. So yeah. Maybe once we're done with Rotface here, we'll
People in Freeside generally fall into one of two categories. Those who've been here all their lives call themselves locals. When people from the NCR and other places started pouring in, the locals began referring to them as squatters, and the name stuck. The locals blame the squatters for the scarcity of resources in Freeside, and the squatters blame any act of violence against them on the locals. They're both right to some extent. Violent outbreaks between the two are all too common these days. What do you say? Want another tip?
Oh, y'all, this is getting so interesting. And just like what I was talking about with drugs, I'm going to try to handle this topic with the seriousness and the lack of levity that it deserves. This obviously has a very clear parallel with like a situation where you would have a group of settlers going into an area where there is already a population present. And they might be there, they might come with a group of more privileged, more powerful settlers who are able to fully displace the population, or at least take advantage of a struggle that the native nation is dealing with. So obviously, in this case, there are different nuances to it, but it is a similar relationship where you have these people who are effectively, well, the NCR, because of Mr. House, ironically enough, are not able to fully occupy the Mojave, because they don't have complete and total jurisdiction over it. They are occupying certain towns and communities, and they are spreading colonial efforts, but they are not able to go full America on them, because Mr. House is sort of a local and of himself, and he maintains control over the strip. And they have to, what the arms merchant was saying, they're basically the Mr. House in Vegas is slurping up all the funds and caps that the NCR soldiers make as they go over to Vegas to gamble, and they have unfiltered access to the strip as part of the treaty, which actually benefits Mr. House more than it benefits the NCR. So it's kind of like a situation where if you had a group of settlers attempt to arrive in a population, attempt to settle it, but the native nation in question is powerful enough to defend against full colonial efforts, but the leader of that nation is also disenfranchising the people. So, and the squatters are settlers that have no safety net. They somewhat did it to themselves, but they also came to New Vegas, they came to the Mojave, and now they are disenfranchised to the point where they have nowhere else to go, even if they wanted to. So they're kind of stuck in Freeside. So this is a very interesting, very nuanced situation here, and because of the history of colonialism, I might be more inclined to support the locals, or at least understand where the locals are coming from when they're hostile to the squatters. So I'm also going to try to recognize the reality of this situation where, regardless of their origins, no one involved whether they're locals or squatters, wants to be in the situation that they're in. And the squatters also have like a particular, they seem to have like a particular lack of empathy for anything that the locals are going through, because they see them as hostile and they don't want anything. Like Rawface was saying, they're responding to the hostility with more hostility. So they don't want anything to do with the locals. They just want to benefit as much as they can from whatever resources the NCR can provide.
In the area between the north and east gates is the old Mormon fort, where the followers of the apocalypse have set themselves up. The followers aren't a bad bunch, and provide healing and supplies to the people of Freeside as they can.
Yep.
I got more where that came from. Want another? Mention the NCR and people around here get a little on edge. There's talk that they're going to take over all of New Vegas.
Yep,
It
I
doesn't
believe
help
it.
that they've got military camps all over the place, and more troops pour into the area daily. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
NCR has designs upon Mojave.
There's a rumor that a huge army is camped to the east, massing to attack the NCR. Like that'd ever happen. Who in the world could stand up to the NCR and win? I got more where that came from. Want another?
This is also interesting because Rotface might be like a ghoul from back in the day, like from like during like before the war. But even he's like, it's been a long time since he has seen a group, any kind of group of anybody with the kind of power and resources that the NCR has. And all the humans, they've lived their entire lives in these post-apocalyptic conditions. So whether they're from the NCR or whether they're from outside the NCR, the NCR is probably the biggest nation that they've ever seen, like on a scale that they can't fully comprehend. We're used to having the Earth parsed up by various different state entities, each with massive populations compared to what would be in this universe. So these people are used to the opposite. So them seeing that, they think that the NCR is basically an unbeatable organization that will eventually roll over anyone that that is in their way.
Have you tried going to the Strip only to be stopped by those big metal murder machines? Happens every day around here. But if you know the right people, you can get through the gate without being a rich man. That one was pretty good, right? How about another? The Omertas, one of Mr. House's 3 families, run a casino called Gomorrah on the Strip. If you thought the Wrangler was something, you owe it to yourself to go there. That one was pretty good, right? How about another? I heard something about a town south of here being attacked, but details are sketchy. All I know is there haven't been any refugees showing up here, which means either the attack wasn't too bad, or it was very, very bad. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
I like these little bits of perceptive wisdom I'm getting from a lot of characters.
The chairman run a casino on the Strip called The Tops. It's a pretty classy place by all reports. I haven't been there myself, but I hear security there is kinda tight. That one was pretty good, right? How about another? Traders have been griping for a while now about I-15 being too dangerous to travel. I'd steer clear of it unless you're armed to the teeth. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
Yeah, we haven't been through there,
so...
so...
Some of the clientele over at the Wrangler have been making some rather strange requests. Stuff like weirdos wanting the services of ghouls and such. I almost have half a mind to volunteer myself. Sexy beast that I am.
You should.
I got more where that came from. Want another?
I find him charismatic. What did he just say? Oh, Wrangler. Sex stuff. I don't know what that means.
I probably don't have to tell you that Freeside's dangerous, but you might want to think twice about hiring one of those guards at the gates. They're not all saints, is all I'm saying. What do you say?
All right.
Want another tip? If you've been around the Kings, you may have met one of them named Pacer. He's always stomping around trying to show off his authority. Being new, you weren't around when it happened, but a few months ago, Pacer pissed off the Van Graff family big time. No one knows what went down, but word is the Van Graffs still want him dead.
Oh.
I got more where that came from. Want another?
Interesting.
Things have generally been bad here for the squatters. The people who came here hoping for a better life and just got stuck. But lately, the mood has changed. The squatters seem to be a bit more optimistic. I wonder what happened. What do you say? Want another tip?
I mean, that probably means they're...
There was a rumor a while back.
I wonder if they know that the NCR is
really an all-ghoul gang, which is why they wear those weird masks of theirs. What do you think? Would I look good in a mask? Maybe I'd make more caps. I got more where that came from. Want another?
Actually, I can see it. That the mask would inspire mystique, and they'd be like, "Why is your voice so raspy?" And then you just like, "That's a mystery." And then you know, oh, that's it. That's all he has.
I understand. Well, have a good day.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna kill Dixon.
Cut it out, will ya?
Please return your...
Bang, 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 bang.
So even though we're gonna sell this, we're not selling it because we want to get people. We're just selling it to get out of our inventory. I mean, that's a justification, but it's whatever. That problem has been solved.
So you're back. Got any chems for me yet?
I took care of that dealer. Now you can clean up.
What? I need a fix now.
I want to help you get well, Jacob.
Fine. If you really care so much, then give me some shots of Fixer to calm down these shakes. I'm gonna need at least 10 shots to get me through the week. From there, the followers should be able to help.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Jacob, be strong. You just need the support of your friends to get through this.
I think you're right. I've been through worse. I'll go to the fort and see if the followers can watch over me while I recover.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe that one should have to try to recover without the assistance of whatever, but I also didn't want to go hunting for chems. Like, I just gave away all the Fixer to the followers, so absolutely not. I'm not doing all that. Be careful, because like a lot of places in New Vegas, Freeside is crash prone. And you know I don't like crash prone games. I like New Vegas, and that's why I tolerate the crashes. Like, one tolerates...
Come to
like,
Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs. Wanna get lucky? Head on down to the Atomic Wrangler.
Come to the Silver Rush for all your energy weapon needs.
we got criers. Okay, I think this other guy is in here. In this little nook. Freeside's in 2 different cells.
Come on, man, I'm dying here.
Bill, Julie and the rest of your friends miss you. They need your help.
Oh, Julie, I've really screwed things up. I'll head over to the fort and get some rest. This has gone on too long.
Alright. Poof. We could stop by the place. Maybe they have a mod for us. We're not going to trade with them regularly. We're going to keep trade with them to a minimum, but we are going to shop there for energy weapons mods.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to search you before letting you in. The only weapons allowed on the premises are the ones we're selling.
Okay, search away.
It should only take a moment. There. I've stowed all of your weapons. You're clear to enter. When you leave, I'll hand them all back to you.
I wouldn't say the Van Graff guards are thugs. They're professional, but they still answer to the Van Graffs, so...
The bosses are having a meeting. You'll have to wait until it's over.
That's a lot of energy weapons. Brings back some interesting memories.
Do the followers use a lot of energy weapons?
Energy weapons? Of course not. I mean, but we study all sorts of science and technology, so, you know, you just kind of get familiar with them. Yeah.
Brings back memories.
Mr. Soren, please get to the point. The second half of your payment is late, and I want to know why.
Miss Van Graff, my associates and I have decided that we wish to renegotiate the terms of our deal.
Might I ask for what reason? The shipment was delivered. The guns were tested before leaving this facility.
Regardless, we feel that the quality of the weapons is below expectation and hope to adjust the price accordingly.
Ah, I think I understand what the issue here is. Excuse me for a moment, would you? Do it. Never break faith with the Van Graffs, Mr. Soren. I expect you'll have the rest of our payment ready tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Everyone, show's over. Back to work.
I mean, that was a draconian response, but also I don't... Like, I'm wondering why that person was tied up there. Like a hostage.
Welcome to the Silver Rush, where only top-of-the-line energy weapons can be found. What can I do for you?
I'd like to see what you have for sale.
Of course.
We could grab that. Well, I also don't really need that. Well, I don't need... I don't need that yet. But it would be good to have. Oh yeah, I'll sell you Dixon's jet. Actually, we're keeping the anti-venom. I don't know what I was thinking. And the... that's not a whole lot of Radaway. We'll keep the... everything else. Okay, that's fine. Mostly because certain energy weapons mods are rare, so I want to grab that when I can. Oh yeah, I couldn't sell this because it wasn't in my inventory. Forgot the awesome armor.
Make a brief stop at the Atomic Wrangler, where the booze
What's
is
up?
cheaper, the table's more friendly, and the women are just like the booze.
Okay. As for that deal that that Farkas wanted to set up, we could there like a note or something there? Okay, for some reason it's not listed in the thing, but we'll pop over to the caravan and we'll ask them why they're not. Like, maybe we can see if we can get them down to a better deal. And guess who that is?
Hey there. Here's the rest of the payment I promised you back in
Ringo! So what's next for you?
I'm getting ready to run a caravan up towards Utah. There's a town called New Canaan which is supposed to be pretty prosperous. The Crimson Caravan doesn't have any branches out that way, so it'll be up to me to get things started.
Who's in charge here?
Alice McLafferty runs the Crimson Caravan. You can find her over in the main office.
We'll do that later. Bye-bye. Maybe we'll also check if this guy has any mods.
If you're looking to buy or sell, you've come to the right man. The Crimson Caravan Company has the widest selection in the wasteland. Can do.
So rifle focus optics. Do we have that on here? We don't. We're running out of money very quickly. We're going to buy these. The books. Let's see. Okay. We'll buy a Wonder Glue. And then we'll see if we have enough for... We'll ask him about himself later. So the total damage just increased 9.7 times 3. That's roughly 29, I think. Not counting the damage potential from the extra critical chance. Oh yeah, there's a workbench here, I think. Yep. Get off my fucking workbench.
Morning.
Awesome. Now we're going to repair this. Now there's one more modification for the laser rifle that I would like, but that's not until later. Or we might not get that yet, but... what am I looking for here? Oh, right. Perfect, we'll sell that to him and recoup some of our money.
Hey there.
Ringo, why is your health still low? Awesome. Oh, right. Maybe we'll ask some questions, because that's why I came here, I forgot.
Hey there.
Somebody, I talked to somebody about that. I think Alex McLafferty here.
Welcome to the Crimson Caravan Company New Vegas branch. What may I do for you?
Okay. That is a snazzy suit, though, but... I think she mentioned Mick and Rouse and the Atomic Wrangler as potential people that they could trade with. I want to have some chips after this. I got some sour cream and onion. There was a buy two get two deal, so we got some chips. Dixon still lies there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a little more violent in this game. Like, cause leaving Dixon alive just makes sure that he can still trade chems with anybody in the vicinity, and his chems seem to be particularly harmful, so... Like, we helped, Hoff and Dante because... Hoff and Ronte because... Hang on. I think Mick and Rouse is here somewhere. Probably not over there. In a different alleyway, but I think it's in this section. This part of Freeside.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at Mick and Rouse.
How's it going?
Okay, I think it is on this part. Yep, Mick and Ralph's is right here. Dick and Ralph's. How about a yeehaw? Bam. Ah, perfect. Okay. Oh my gosh, I have like over 1,000 microfusion cells. And I'm gonna need those 1,000 because... You know what? Maybe I should make some max charge as well. Because overcharge is like, eh. And max charge, though it has greater wear and tear on your gun, it can be useful if you're ever fighting anything that just kind of laughs at most bullets. We'll make 100 max charges. Well, okay, 100, that's like... That would be 5... Okay, that would be 200, but that would be 500 standard microfusion. We'll do that, And we'll just keep those handy. So yeah, beautiful thing about these, it reduces your target's DT by 10. And increases damage a little bit, but the main thing is, like, the main event is the gun condition. It erodes literally 2.5 times as fast, but that's why you use it in emergencies. So if we ever need a fight that's like a Deathclaw or something, that will come in handy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let's talk to Ralph. I think he's the one who handles all non-thing.
If you're looking for guns, talk to Mick. Otherwise, I've got a nice selection of general supplies.
General supply? You offer any other services? Oh wait, no. Okay, so we don't... Okay. I don't think... Okay. I think it's the Atomic Wrangler that we have to go to.
Welcome to Mick and Ralph's. If you need guns, I'm your man. For general supplies and other services, see my partner Ralph.
Do you have any special items for sale?
Why? Do you work for one of the casinos?
No.
In that case, yes I do. Follow me. Like I always say, a polite society is an armed society.
Okay. So he seems to have mainly... Okay, he doesn't have any weapons mods. But he has guns and explosives. All over. Well, that'll do. So real quick, talk to the Atomic Wrangler. I think we have to go back and forth, so I think we have to go to the Atomic Wrangler, then the followers, and the Wrangler again. It's an unmarked quest, so it's real annoying to keep track of. And we have to keep going back and forth between the cells, which is also really annoying because each time you do that, you risk crashing. And y'all know how I feel about crashing. I live in constant fear and anger of it. So we're just gonna do a save and then...
If it can be bought, it can be found at Mick and Ralph.
So that's the King's little hideout. Or not hideout, because they're not hiding.
Lasers, plasma, pistols, grenades.
Do you want someone dead? Really dead? Stop by the silver... Blah, 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 blah. It's playing its ass here music. Alright, I think we talked to James Garrett. Wherever he is.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. What can I get you?
She's got a real sharp look. It's awesome. But let's find the guy.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Notice how I immediately materialized outside the door. Can we not, please?
Hey.
Hey. Where is he? Okay. He might be down here, I think. I hope. There you are. I totally wasn't trespassing or anything.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. What can I get you?
The followers need to find someone to trade with for supplies.
Really now? Well, this is news. We could possibly supply what they need, but they would need to supply us in kind. They have the tech know-how to make our stills work more efficiently. Pure alcohol means we can get our customers drunk quicker. Getting our customers drunk quicker means more caps spent at the tables and stuffing slots, if you know what I mean. Plus, the extra alcohol can serve as surgical disinfectant for their needs. The followers are a good lot. They've stitched up our boys in the past.
So it's like mutual benefit.
Good. We can supply them with all the med-X they need. For the fixer, we'll only be able to send over some basic drug components. We're not in the business of getting people off drugs, so we don't really dabble in that side of things. The followers should be able to whip some up with what we have available, though. They just need to agree to fix up our stills and keep them maintained, plus cover the cost for raw materials needed to make the alcohol.
Okay. We'll keep it at that for now. You know what? It's because I started late, it's already 6, so I'm probably going to quit it here, and then we'll just pick it up next stream. It'll go into the greater, where we're doing a lot of stuff in Freeside stream, so. This is mostly like a lo-fi one. I'm thinking the next stream is probably going to be, you know, us finishing up stuff in Freeside. We still gotta talk to the king. We gotta, you know, basically do that whole thing. Maybe take care of a few odd jobs that are around Freeside if we have time after or during the stream. But for now, it's a good time to call it quits. Thank y'all for watching. Probably the least talkative, the least yappy on this stream, so bye.